Hey guys, hello and good evening. Wishing you a very good evening to everyone, guys. Hello and welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm your host, Untanglement. Today, I have a very great topic, and this time, I'm opting for the improvisations in my explication skills, So, guys, I am honored, in welcoming you all to my channel. I'm honored in presenting you to my today's topic about, the domestic accommodation systems of taxiways and busways, and the presence of the safety measures and the safety features in them. So, guys, as I expound, the thing is that all these sorts of vehicles and all those things which we have in our country, I'm opting for the public transportation and all. So, guys, for those things, it's like where you take into consideration the taxi, the bus, even the train or the tram or whatever it is. Like tram isn't really available, apart from the agglomeration Kolkata. Guys, one particular incident, which I would like to share, before actually starting to explicate this particular topic. Is that, guys, my own grandmother, guys, in the good old days, guys, it was, back in 2017, she, guys, she had the end of her life, and she was, with due respect to her and with due respect to everyone who's watching, guys, basically, this I'm talking about my grandmother, and it's like, guys, the story of, as to how she met her death, in an extremely, extremely expensive manner, and that too, guys, because of the absence of some sort of first aid systems or some sort of preventive measures or some sort of safety features, in a taxi. And guys, my grandmother was an octogenarian woman, who was 83 years old at that time, back in 2017. And guys, it so happened that she wasn't diagnosed with asthma and all. Guys, she had some respiration issues, and she had some sort of breathing failure. And when my family was taking her to the hospital, from a particular car, from a taxi, just an ordinary taxi, a conventional taxi, and which was really an olden taxi, from the British era. So, guys, that taxi, did not actually consist of even anything, which is really, essential for a patient's health or something, like the British taxis, like current British or American taxis. So, guys, it so happened that, because my grandmother, had that respiration failure or that inhalation issue, so, guys, in that particular car, in that particular taxi, when she was being taken, when she was taken to that particular hospital, in agglomeration Mumbai, where we lived and where we still live. So, guys, it so happened that, she actually now had some sort of breathing failure, and it's like, guys, there was literally no particular first aid system or any sort of medical assistance, available in that particular taxi, such as any sort of glucometer, such as to measure the glucose, or, some sort of cardiopulmonary resuscitation instruments, as like there are some medical electronics instruments, which are available out in the market, such as to offer an artificialized cardiopulmonary resuscitation, to the patients, who are really critically ill, or, who are really critical of their health. So, guys, that occurred, and it's like, my grandmother, was facing those inhalation issues and all. Guys, in that particular taxi, which was back then, which was a black and yellow taxi, it's an ordinary taxi, which comes without a stereo, without a first aid box, without even without an air conditioner, or even without internal lighting and all. And so, guys, she met her end, guys, because of the absence of the apparatus and all in that particular taxi. Guys, there was no instrument, which was available, there was no cardiopulmonary resuscitation device, which is available in multiple public transportation systems, in the Europe and in the Italy or in the United States or United Kingdom. So therefore, guys, in all those buses, I mean, they have a lot of safety measures, and a lot of safety granting features, I mean, which are really, I mean, which really, I mean, also protecting that particular patient. So guys, I mean, therefore, I mean, what I mean to say is that it's like because of that particular taxi, I mean, because of the lack of that particular apparatus, because of that lack of that glucometer, or lack of that glucometer is just for instance I'm saying, lack of those medical electronics devices, medical electronics instruments, which are compact size, just of the size of the size of this particular box, I mean, which is typically of this size, like let's say this is the size of a first aid box or something. So guys, I mean, in this particular first aid box, I mean, that particular cardiopulmonary resuscitation medical electronics instrument, I mean, actually comes. And guys, the thing is that since that day, when my grandmother actually passed away, since that time, I mean, I actually thought about things, which are really, getting wrong. I mean, that guys, what if that particular first aid system or that first aid box, or any sort of neogenetic medical electronics instrument, was available into that particular taxi, guys, the life of my grandmother, would have been saved. So guys, I mean, this has really happened in multiple cases, and the thing is, guys, in this country, guys, in India, I mean, a lot of, a lot of preventive measures, or a lot of, concerned measures and all aren't really, executed, or aren't really institutionalized, in this pursuit. So therefore, the thing is, I mean, that is really, posing, that is really, taking that is really great cause of the untimely death, or melancholy disconsolate demise of people in a critical condition, and especially when a patient dies in an automobile. And guys, why is it necessary that the only ambulance, or the only medical rescuing automobile will exercise all those facilities, which are really essentially elementary, or which are really cardinal, for a patient's health? Why it should be like that, guys? I mean, if all the vehicles, like the personal vehicles, personal cars, even personal buses, all those things, or even domestic transportation vehicles such as taxis and all, or even the taxis, buses and all, I can't exactly say an auto-rickshaw, but guys, some further modifications can be made. But guys, getting back to my point, I mean, if all those sort of safety measures are, really granted, into all the vehicles and all, such as those compact medical electronics instruments, which I spoke of, which consist of a glucometer and nebulizer, which in a compact state, even a sort of an inhaler, even all the sort of very conventional first aid things, which you see at a doctor's clinic or at your school's dispensary. So guys, if those things are really present, or if those things are really available, in all the automobiles and the vehicles, from any person is traveling. So guys, I mean, you don't really have to worry about the situation, about any cataclysmic or deleteriously devastated, what we call extremely bad situation, which will come. So guys, you don't really need to worry about all those critical situations, guys. When you have all those sort of preliminary things, or all those sort of preliminary apparatus, in your vehicle, whichever vehicle it might be a car, might be a taxi, might be a bus, might be any bipedal vehicle, with due respect to everyone. Guys, the thing is that it's like, all those sort of first aid instruments, and, all those sort of medical electronics instrumentations, if those things, would be really available, then that day, guys, my grandmother would be saved. So guys, it's just not the issue with my grandmother. There are multiple grandmothers, multiple grandfathers, multiple parents, or, multiple grandparents of many people, many viewers, many civilians all across the world. So therefore, guys, one of the cardinal precedents to raise in concern and raise in voice, show a sense of empathy and sense of sympathy, and need to cater help, or an assistance to all those sort of people, guys. And guys, I'm tremendously sorry for all those people who lost any of their family members or parents or grandparents in the pandemics, guys. I'm literally sorry, and I please accept condolences from my side, guys, to all of your parents or any family member who has passed away in your family through the pandemics or through any such side of deleteriously, you know what I mean, deleteriously, what we call, deleteriously melancholic situations, you know, which are really dejectful, guys, you know, and you know, which really break your conscience. So therefore, guys, as I wish to proceed, guys, the thing is that all those medical electronics instruments and all those sort of techno-scientific apparatus, you know, or all those sort of preliminary things, you know, I mean, if they are present in a particular automobile, guys, then that particular risk or the threat would be truly eliminated, guys, and there would be absolutely no need, you know, to worry about the health or the life of a patient or a person or your daughter or your wife or your mother or your father or your child, whosoever it might be, with due respect to everyone, due respect to all the viewers that I'm saying. And therefore, guys, you know, I mean, therefore I wish to raise voice, and you know, I wish to create a sense or motion of cognizance and awareness and confidence, you know, in this country and in this world, you know, for all the people and the citizens of my nation, for my brothers and sisters, Indians, and all my friends from the other nations, and all my fellow citizens of the globe, you know, who are listening to this. So, guys, therefore, you know, what I need to say is that these all things, you know, are really contumelious, you know, and you know, they are truly, you know, what we call deserving, disdainful, what we call, these are truly, you know, deserving that, what we call opprobrium. And therefore, guys, you know, that should be there, you know, because the thing is that in these days, guys, you know, the thing is that all those vehicles and all, you know, which all come, you know, I mean, many of those vehicles, you know, do not have those particular first aid systems or those, you know, preventive measures or, you know, what we call risk management systems and medical electronics instrumentation and all. So therefore, guys, you know, what I mean to say is that, you know, I mean, but for all these things, you know, it's like, you know, I mean, it's really crucial, you know, for those vehicles, you know, to have or, you know, comprise of all those technologies, you know, such as to offer betterment and, you know, betterment and better life and better welfare and welfare of all the citizens of the globe, citizens of the world, and citizens of my dear nation, India. So therefore, guys, you know, I mean, that was my current address, and I wish to, you know, conclude and hypothesize it, you know. Therefore, guys, you know, in taxis and, you know, in public transportation vehicles, you know, such as buses, taxis, buggies, or, you know, I mean, any cars, you know, whatever it is, even in any privatized vehicles, basically in all vehicles, all mainstream vehicles, guys, you know, those are first aid systems or medical electronics instruments or those, you know, sort of preventive measures or risk management and risk assessment systems, you know, should be really present, you know, such as to offer mitigation and the elimination of the threat, and, you know, I mean, nurturing and, you know, I mean, cultivation of the health and life of that person, and such as to, you know, I mean, such as to the degree that, you know, that every patient or every person or every human being or every living being, for that matter, you know, I mean, gets to live his or her life to the fullest. Even this is true for animals. But guys, that's what I mean to say that, you know, I mean, those all medical systems, you know, should really be present, you know, I mean, in all those vehicles and all those automobiles, you know, like in first aid box, you know, they should really cardinal and cardiopulmonary resuscitation device, you know, which is like obviously I know that, you know, when you hear this particular terminology or this concept of cardiopulmonary resuscitation, you would be like, oh my god, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, you know, it can only be given, you know, with the aid and assistance of a paramedic or a doctor or something, or a primary physician. And guys, you're absolutely right. Guys, the thing is that, you know, I mean, nowadays, you know, with the advent, you know, with the modernistic involvement of all the techno-scientifically pioneering and groundbreaking neoteric virus technology, you know, it's possible, or it's getting more and more possible nowadays, or feasible nowadays, you know, to offer cardiopulmonary resuscitation, you know. from a medical electronics device, from an artificial electronics instrument, and which is really helpful, or which is truly prudent for life and for the health of that particular patient, guys. So therefore, guys, this was my addressing, guys, and therefore I wish to say that these all things should be taken into consideration, and with extreme care and precautions and precautionary measures. Every person should drive their vehicles and all, such that no accidents happen and no such sort of fatalities take place. So guys, for all those fatalities and all those casualties, I need to say that these things should really be taken into consideration. And therefore, I wish to conclude by saying this. And therefore, really nice to meet you guys. Wishing you a very great evening. And nice to have you here. And therefore, wishing you very good luck. And that's what I would say to Shivaji Maharaj, right? Great celebration to Shivaji Maharaj and Jai. Bye, guys, and do let me know in comments below.